All right, guys, we're here with Malik to talk Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Malik, what's good, man?
How you doing, man? What's going on?
Good, good. I was looking forward to this KO build here. It was cooking, and they were doing a really good job building anticipation. And
Yeah,
it's a little unfortunate how we're not going to get this.
yeah. I mean, I know some people thought this was kind of like a work. I was kind of on the same ledge, but I feel like if it was, he would have just attacked Randy right after the whole thing went down. So, yeah, I still think Randy Orton's going to be in WrestleMania for sure. Like, they're not going to leave him off, but I definitely feel like they would have had a pretty good match at Mania for sure. It sucks that, the injury happened, but I think taking care of your health is way more important. So that's the main priority that Kevin Owens should focus on right now.
Yeah, I feel that if there is no announcement as we are here Sunday night recording this on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown leading into WrestleMania Night 2, that the percentage of that work may go up a little bit just because it would play into the Kevin Owens story, but I don't think so. He's been through a torrential 2 years here. He's been killing himself ever since December, really, with the Cody stuff and then the Sami stuff and whatnot. So I don't think it's a work, but hey, never say never, right? So what I got here, Malik, is I got about a few scenarios. You give me yay, nay, pros, cons, and whatever you feel jumps on the screen for Randy Orton opponents. You good?
Yeah.
First option here, Solo Sikoa versus Randy Orton. I think hopefully it's a red herring. Solo's kind of cold, and I suspect Orton to win, and Solo safe to slip in there. I just don't feel it.
I'm not against it. There is a story there between the two from the past if they want to revisit that. But Solo's, I guess you could say, aura hasn't been the same since he lost Tribal Combat. Last year, he was an important piece of the product with the storyline they were telling. Right now, he doesn't feel like he's important to what's going on. So I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of crucial to the Jacob Fatu LA Knight match that they would
want to race. Yeah, 100%.
So, all right. Believe it or not, the next scenario is probably worse. Shinsuke Nakamura.
No. Shinsuke, we're talking about aura. Like a minute ago, Shinsuke's aura has been dead since 2018. No.
Yeah. So say less, right? Let's move on. I'm curious about this one. This guy you think would be kind of moving up the ranks and would need a win, but Black. What's you feeling? I don't know if I want him losing night one.
No, I'm going to say no. I feel like his return will be more suited for like the Raw after WrestleMania 41. For me, it's like, you don't bring him back to give him a first loss. And I don't look at him as like Cody Rhodes level either. Like to return at WrestleMania, like he's a big star, but I don't know if he's that level of big. You know what I mean? So I would say like the Raw after Mania. The match would be fine though. I don't have an issue with the match, but I think there are better options.
Yeah, I don't know if Randy Orton's going to look at that spin kick and be like, that doesn't work for me, brother. All right. So it would mean they mean a lot for Black, but I don't think they want him losing night one, right? So it's weird.
Yeah.
All right. This one's fun. It's fun. There's definitely some history here, and it would work. It's a big star, and it would be like ominous of 8 years previous where he returned with his brother Matt at WrestleMania 33. I think this is a safe one.
This is the first time I've seen this graphic, so I don't know who made this, but shout out to that person. This is the person I said Randy Orton should face at WrestleMania. I made the video like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago. I feel like it solves every scenario you could think of. There's not really much of a story you can build last minute with WrestleMania being, in a short amount of time frame with the Kevin Owens match being canceled. So I say Randy Orton has an open challenge. Basically come out and say he'll fight anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Like he has to have a match at Mania. And then Jeff Hardy comes out. There's already a history there between the two, so you don't have to really tell a long-term story there. They've had good matches in the past as well. They have good chemistry together in the ring. Jeff Hardy would get a good pop. It'd be a good WrestleMania feel type moment stuff. And with him being in TNA have a collaboration with WWE now. This is a match Randy Orton can safely win, and Jeff Hardy can go back to teaming up with his brother in TNA, one half of the TNA Tag Team Champions right now, and do his own thing. So this is who, to me, Randy Orton should face at WrestleMania. I think it's the safest route. Will they go that route? I'm not exactly sure, but I think with everything I just told you about, it checks off every box and solves every scenario.
Yeah, shout out to the graphic designer. I stole these from Twitter or Google, so I ain't making these. All right, this is the one that I kind of low-key want, honestly, and I think they're building to it, right? It's all this. I think it'd be a great way to kind of introduce him to the main roster, and he can still be the GM, where he kind of caught by an RKO. And I think it would be like a nice reward for him to make his debut at WrestleMania in a huge spot. And he can go out there, lose, and it ain't going to really hurt anything. And he can continue on being the GM and whatnot. This is what I kind of want.
I'm going to say no for me, only because I want Nick Aldis' first match in WWE to have more of a long-term story build. There is a portion of the audience, I'm sure, who isn't familiar with him, whether they watch him in NWA or TNA. Nick Aldis is a very good wrestler. Somebody who could be a world champion in WWE, I believe. And I feel like if he's going to go into the wrestling role, he's got to step down from the GM role. Don't see that happening as of right now. I know he did RKO a few times by Randy and everything, but I don't think that's personal enough for him to want to fight Randy at Mania, personally, to me. So I'm going to say no just for those reasons right there. I'd much rather see Nick Aldis have a little bit of a long-term build for his first match to hype that up a little bit more, because there's a portion of the fans who haven't seen him wrestle yet. So I feel like this would work as far as match quality, but for storyline purposes, I think Nick Aldis deserves a little bit better to have a 2-week build for his first match.
I would want it more for him than the story, but yeah. All right, here's a few that we already hit, but I think they would be fun to kind of go with. What's going to ignore Hardy and all this, and let's go with Riddle up top. I don't see it. I don't think MLW World Champ. The only reason I see Riddle and think it's cute, perhaps Orton finds himself in a tag match with Solo and Tama, calls in RK Bro for the night, and there it is.
Riddle would be cool if that was possible, but I don't think that's possible. Sami Zayn, honestly, would be a yes for me. That would be cool.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Think the match would be fine. And just because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens just had their little feud and Randy came out to save Sami Zayn, I mean, they could tell something there with that. I feel like, about, I don't know, something to make it work. I'm not sure exactly what they could do, but I feel like that could work, last minute.
Yeah, and there's some layers there with KO too, right? Sami replacing KO. Yeah. And then Sami has been positioned at WrestleMania to have jump up moments, 39 tag belts, 40 IC. He's getting groomed to win a title at WrestleMania, my prediction, and for the future. So this would be a nice jump up moment too, as well, to kind of present him against Orton like this. So I can see it happening. All right, if Orton's going to win in 5 seconds and we're just going to get an entrance, a pop, and a moment, this is perfect.
Speed.
I show speed, right? Like, we have the history from last year with the Prime Bottle. We've got the history with the Rumble. They didn't do anything in the Rumble, but we understand who I show speed is now. I think it would be cool. And he could take an RKO in 10 seconds. And he could even punt them, honestly, if he wanted to. So, I don't know. This low-key works.
Shout out to Speed, man. He's actually from the area close where I'm from. So,
nice.
Shout out to Speed. It would be a viral moment.
It would.
But for WrestleMania, man,
I know.
He's gotta have better. He's gotta have better for that, man.
I kind of dug it, though.
Viral moment.
No doubt. All right, so that's the end of it. Last thing, perhaps we get Kevin Owens, but I don't know. But I have the top 10 betting odds here from betonline.ag. If you're not on the YouTube and you're listening to audio, Solo Sikoa plus 125. Talked about it. Aleister Black plus 200. Aldis plus 250. Number 4 here, Ludwig Kaiser. Kind of in a guy that you can go out there and get squashed. I'm pretty shocked that he's this high.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yep. Carmelo Hayes plus 1,100. It would work. I would be happy you get a WrestleMania match, but I don't know. It might be a little damaging.
Yeah, plus he's in the tag team with Miz too, so yeah, which I don't like. I don't like that tag team. He's doing with
you
Miz.
Don't like Awesome. Rusev would work. Rusev would work. 1,200. I think that Rusev is a guy that could come back, be looked at a star, and can absorb a loss, unlike Black. Right?
I feel like if Rusev were to come back, his first match, he got to win too. For me personally.
Yeah. And then perhaps Brock Lesnar plus 1,400. I doubt it, but that would be kind of cool. But Brock would have to win, so it's weird.
Yeah, Brock could take the loss too, but with everything going on, it's just not likely. If he wasn't involved in everything going on right now, I'll just say, yeah, if he wasn't involved in all those situations, then Brock would actually be a very good option last minute because the star power and everything you could get, but it's just not likely and not a safe route, probably.
All right, we already hit Shinsuke at 8.
I see that high.
Plus 1,600. I don't know. That's you want to throw money away, perhaps, whatever, right? Cross plus 2,000 is interesting.
Karrion Kross, actually, I would not hate. I would not hate that.
Yep.
They
And
have
then
better options, but I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, no doubt. And he can absorb that loss, and he can do mind games and so on and so forth. And plus 2,500 is Braun Strowman. He replaced Roman Reigns at 36, which is a little weird. I don't know.
Braun Strowman is my guy, man. I'm a big Braun Strowman fan, but his aura is not the same as it was 7-8 years ago. If this was 2017 for sure, 2018 when he needed a tag team partner and teamed up with a child or needed a better match, Braun Strowman would be a great option. But in 2025, yeah, I gotta say no.
All right, and then plus 5,000 is Nicholas, actually. So he's not on the screen, but I'm going to add him there for you if you want those.
No. Yeah, we don't need that.
All right, Malik, this is dope. Thanks, buddy. I'll see you on the next one, pal.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.